What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Harry Barr, Chairman, CEO, and Director of New Age Metals. It's a pleasure to have you on, Harry. How are you doing today?
Good, and yourself, Aaron?
Great. I'm excited to be talking about the company. So can you start by telling us a little bit about New Age Metals and what the company is all about?
Well, we're a diversifying green metals company with two divisions. We have one of the largest undeveloped palladium projects in North America. And we also have a lithium division in Manitoba, financed by the fourth largest lithium producer in the world.
Interesting high growth sectors right now, very hot still in the market. So, New Age Metals, like you said, it has 100% ownership of a multi-million ounce district scale North American palladium asset. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it's 100 kilometers outside of Sudbury, so an excellent location for a mining project. As you know, Sudbury has everything from the extra capacity where we could ship our concentrates less than 100 kilometers to drilling companies, assay companies, metallurgical companies, engineering companies, and university focused on mining, and probably one of the biggest mining centers in North America. So we're very well located to that. We have approximately 22,000 acres. About 12,000 of that are in a mineral lease that's a 21-year renewable lease. We have 16 kilometers of mineralization, of which only about 60% of it is drilled, and even that's not all drilled out. And every time we go back and do another drill program, we find more mineralization. So it's a project that's well defined, but has a lot of upside potential still in terms of exploration.
Great. So the company also has its sights set on lithium with an aggressive lithium acquisition program underway. Could you tell us a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, we started to look where would we go for lithium in 2016, and I was lucky to find a fellow who'd spent quite a few years with the Tanko mine. The Tanko mine was bought by a group called Sinomine from China about 2.5 years ago. And it's currently the only producer of lithium in Canada and probably North America at this point. It also has cesium and tantalum. It's been a mine that's been in production since '69, but just kind of reinitiated its lithium circuit. We were just on a mine tour about 3 weeks ago there. It's in southern Manitoba. So the fellow I hired had a lot of experience there, almost 12 years as their exploration manager. So we started putting together a group of properties in 2016 that now amounts to 11, almost 22,000 hectares, all in southern Manitoba, 11 projects.
So Eric Sprott is a major shareholder in the company. What attracted him to New Age Metals? He's a very well-known big investor in the space, so that definitely says a lot. I'm curious about that.
Well, he's known as a precious metal investor, and I think primarily in gold and silver. But as you know, both palladium and platinum are precious metals too. And I think it was the size of our resource. I talked to him several times about coming into the company as an investor. And as of late 2019, he was following the palladium platinum industry. It's very small in Canada and the US. There's only less than 4 or 5 companies that are pretty active at doing what we're doing, and only one producer in Canada. So late in 2019, 2020, he decided to get more active and bought into several of the companies that would be our competitors. And it looks like he's bought the biggest amount in our stock.
Well, that says a lot. Congratulations on that. So, let's talk a little bit about the company's partnership. So you have a partnership with a top 5 global lithium producer to explore and develop NAM's lithium division. $1.8 million in 2022 exploration budget for the Manitoba Lithium Division. How did you come about this, and can you tell us, why this is so important?
Well, our stated objective was to find a partner for this division, simply because we're focused on the palladium projects back east. And we put together a database of both producers and companies that were close to production, and basically went out several times a year to try and solicit a interest in an option joint venture arrangement. I've done 44 with major companies in my career, so it's not something that I haven't done before, but certainly it's the first lithium company of its size and kind that's come to Canada. To the best of my knowledge, I don't know if there's another junior who has an agreement with a company of any kind of the size that we do. So we were fortunate that they were interested, and we started negotiating with them in early 2022 or 21, I should say. By the end of September of last year, we were able to put together a binding agreement, and September this year, we signed a final option agreement, and it allows them to earn up to 75% of the project, but at 75, they would have made a production decision and found a mine that's ready to go to production. So it's a multi-million-dollar spend to get 51%, and to get to 65, they have to complete a preliminary economic assessment and 43-101 on at least one of the projects. And to get to 75, as they say, they have to have a production ready project. So we're very fortunate to have them. We're still the field manager, so we have some input in terms of what's going on there. We use a company called Axiom to help us do the field work. They're consultants from Saskatoon and do a lot of work in Manitoba and throughout the West. And so we're very fortunate to be working with the Mineral Resources, and hope to continue going forward. This year's budget's a 1.8. We did acquire some new ground this year, and as part of the agreement, they paid for that another couple $100,000. So it'll be at least a $2 million spend this year.
That's great. Lots of opportunities for you guys. So we know how important lithium is in this economy. It gets a lot of hype, but we don't hear, enough about the importance of palladium. So this is a question I kind of wanted to ask you for a while. Can you tell us about this metal, its uses, and your forecast essentially for into 2023 and beyond?
Well, as you probably know, palladium has consistently traded ahead of gold for almost 3 years now. It's been bouncing around lately, but it's consistently over $2,000 and up to $2,300, as high as $3,000 last year. So it's a very expensive metal. 85% of it is used in the auto catalyst in your car, so it's an anti-pollution type of metal, and that in the catalytic converters is definitely a green metal. And going forward, there will be a lot of uses in hydrogen as it goes forward. There will be used that in hydrogen automobiles and buses and trucks and that type of thing. And in hybrid cars, obviously, there's a lot more use there too. So we think it has, there's very little of it in North America. And so having a deposit of our size and kind is quite impressive for a junior company.
Yeah, that's great. So where should investors and prospective shareholders go for more information on New Age metals?
Well, we've got a good website. We ask people when you get on there to sign up. If you do, you would get our press releases, which are usually 1 to 3 a month. You would get a year or a month end statement kind of from the chairman, myself, as to what's happened and what have we done and where we're going. And we also asked anyone there to set up a call with either myself or someone else from the office, or to even call into the office for more information.
Well, thank you so much, Harry, for all that information. And I look forward to having you back on with updates on all your projects. Best of luck with everything in the meantime. If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.